approaching right turn.
Approaching a right turn on US 22 Allentown Boulevard. But it's about 2:20, and we're going to Penn State Hershey Medical Center to meet with a cardiologist or an echocardiogram for Job, which should happen here in the within the next hour. Well, we're nervous. I'm happy that we could get to see him again, but we are nervous about the answers that we get today, because for one, it'll tell us the two things we're going to find out maybe are one, if he can get the surgery, and two, if they'll do the surgery. If they don't do the surgery, but they say he can get
left
it,
turn in 2 miles on South Crawford
I don't even see that kind of combination. It's either all in or all out. So he can either get it or he can't, and they'll either do it or they won't.
But that will tell us everything else.
Yeah.
Birth plan, what we're gonna do, switching doctors,
all that stuff.
everything.
So we could, even on top of that, if you can deliver him normally, or if it's a C-section, if that'll be planned or if it won't, if it'll be here or if it won't. Everything all depends on if he can get that surgery or not. Or if we do it or not.
If it's going to do anything for him. What is the surgery? What would they do?
And how much will it help him? And what all they have to do after that.
How long will he be there?
How long would we be there?
The last 3 weeks have been nice. We haven't just had to decide anything.
Don't know if you can see us very well, but we just got out of our appointment.
It is 5:47. We went in at 2:45.
Yeah, it's been a while. So he did like a 2-hour-long echocardiogram, which is really the same thing as a ultrasound.
He took 138 stills pictures.
Yeah. I fell asleep. I'm surprised.
He didn't talk the entire time, which is why it was like.
Yeah, I knew at the beginning. He said, don't be afraid that I don't say anything, because he's
when I'm silent, I get in the zone.
He zoned out, I think.
Left turn in
He kept going
5 miles on Cocoa Avenue, PA 743.
He just kept.
I
wasn't sure if he was tired, or if he was he couldn't see anything, or if he did see something and he just didn't want to say anything, or
I don't know. I was so uncomfortable in my little seat. It was cold. I don't know how I know I fell asleep. I don't know how you didn't fall asleep. And then it would just be these two unconscious people and this one guy.
Well, the reason I didn't fall asleep is because he was going like this to my belly.
Well, still, it was so boring.
Pushing in so hard.
I still can't imagine that you did.
He was pushing very hard.
What he saw for Job's heart was...
he saw the hole.
The hole in the ventricles. Is that it?
Between the yes, in the septum.
Ventricular septum. Learned that word. So there's a gap in there. So the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood were mixing. He explained a little bit better for me how all the chambers work,
where the blood
flows and all that stuff.
He said he couldn't tell where the aorta was, so he's not sure. Sometimes the aorta can be attached to the left ventricle, and sometimes with these kind of defects it can be attached to the right, which would mean it would be pumping out deoxygenated blood to the rest of the body, which is obviously not a good thing.
I can't see that as what it is because, well, I suppose you could because he is getting a mixture in there too, so that's possible.
Yeah, so it's not totally deoxygenated blood because of that hole. The oxygenated and the deoxygenated are mixing, so he's not getting I don't know how all that works, but anyhow, he saw that, and then
I don't have a stop sign. Let's go.
He also saw, well, those kids are crossing us.
I know.
So he also saw that one of the flaps between the right atrium and right ventricle seemed thicker, like they're supposed to be thin so they can move and collapse very easily, but he said it was thicker, and that the right side of the heart was also larger than the left side.
Approaching left turn on US 420.
To be honest,
743.
I think he wanted to tell us right there that surgery probably wouldn't happen, but I think he wanted to give us, give us the fact that he will talk it over with others, the cardiologists, the surgeons, everyone else at Hershey, and they'll call us back next week.
Yeah, because this is a complicated issue.
It's not a quick.
Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting a second opinion for himself. Yeah. But yeah, as it stands right now, it doesn't look like he might get heart surgery here.
No.
He did say too that he hasn't seen trisomy 13 babies have heart surgery.
Since he's been there.
Since he's been there for 2 years.
The past 2 years, he's not seen a trisomy 13 baby have a surgery. Which I think I knew. I think I knew that because most parents don't.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, right now we seem calm. I'm sure it will hit us later.
Yeah, I think
like tomorrow morning.
I think it's just how long today's been right now and we got stuff that we got to accomplish right now. That's kind of taking our mind off of all that. But
food.
Yeah.
but yeah. And I think I'm glad that we were able to at least acknowledge to him too that we know this is not good. We know it doesn't look good anyway without everything else going on. We know that Joe's not going to live for like a normal life or the length of a normal life. We know that.
U-turn in 3.
I think he just wanted to make sure we weren't having high hopes that the surgery would just change his life and he would live to be
that
forever
thing told me
old.
to take a left turn, didn't it? Now it wants me to go back that way?
Approaching left turn on US 420.
To be honest,
743.
I think he wanted to tell us right there. He was very nice, very helpful.
Park Avenue.
I could tell. Clearly he tried. 2 hours. He did his best. Can't turn left here. Oh, I got you. He clearly tried his best to get the best pictures, but like he said, he's trying to look like our heart is about the size of our fist, and he's trying to look through my skin, through the amniotic fluid, through the baby's chest. Plus, he's moving, and his heart. His hand is so tiny, so his heart is even smaller, and he's trying to look at the inside of it.
Approaching right turn.
He's like, it's hard. So he did a great job. He did his best. He really tried for 2 hours. The poor guy looked exhausted.
Yeah, we didn't mention too that the whole hospital was like closed.
He's like, take this to the front desk, and we get to the front desk. There is nobody here. The pediatric cardiologist like unit was shut down. I'm overall enjoyed the experience. Felt like he was straightforward with us, sort of. With the information that he had, since he didn't have a solid conclusion. Yeah. And then I felt like he did his best. He really did.
Definitely. So that's all for now.
Approaching left turn on
I gotta focus on the road.
No more left turn.